Hi everyone again, Mary here. Second attempt at this video. I think my storage space for videos was full up on my phone. I had quite a few in it. So we're having another go. So, Granard, County Longford. Two of my friends, when they asked where I was, reminded me that an event had taken place here in 1984. A young girl had become pregnant at the age of 15, and she had gone to the local church to have the baby. She had not gone to school on the morning in January 1984. She had left her school bag at the church door, and she had gone to the grotto behind the church to have her baby. And the baby died. It was a wet, windy, cold day. The baby died as she had it, all on her own, and some boys found her on their way from school, and the doctor came, the ambulance came, etc. She was brought to Mullingar Hospital, which is my childhood home. Now, we hear these things on the television. It's about 50 minutes drive from there to here. So I wouldn't have known anybody in Granard at the time. I would have heard it on the news. I would have felt the feelings, and then I would have gone about my life. And that's what happens. So finding myself here at this particular time and hearing that story, it just opened me up a bit. Well, why am I here after all the happenings of the last couple of days? Why am I here? Why did I pick this part? And of course it was because of the value and of the quiet space and the washing machine and the way I was able to cook, and it was all for me, myself. Just shows you, mind yourself, but you're still doing the work. So I went to go out the door this morning and it started to rain. And I went, okay, it's not my time to go up the town yet. So I uploaded my last video here, and then I looked up the story on the internet. So I had got all that information on the internet. And then I was allowed to go uptown. The sun came out and I could walk. It's not far from the town where I am. And that's another thing. Like, I haven't taken out my car in the last place I was staying in, and now here either. So uptown I went, and up to the church. And I love steps. As any of you who follow me on Facebook know, and Instagram, I love steps. So there were several sets of steps. So I had to walk up each of them, of course. There was a wedding after taking place in the church, and the bride and groom had left, and I took a photograph of their backs walking away, and everybody else had left the church. And there were two people in the church taking down flowers and cleaning up, etc. But I walked into the church porch, and there was a school bag in the porch. Now, I knew it wasn't just left there. It was belonged to some of the people that were working in the church, and they had packed it up and left it there to get on the way out. But I went, whoa, okay, I'm meant to be here. The little girl had left her school bag at the church before she went to the grotto in 1984. So I went in, I took some photographs. The church was St. Mary's Church, and it was dedicated to the Sacred Heart of Jesus. And both of them I love, of course. So safe and protected as usual. There was a little healing well further up outside, and it was you had to put your hand in and let the water go through your fingers and ask for rain and good water for everybody in the earth who needed it. And then it came time to go to the grotto. Now there were steps up to everything. This is a high up church, and the grotto was higher up again. And I really can't understand how people found her up there, because it wouldn't be a place people would walk, but schoolboys found her. So I don't know. That was the story in the newspaper. Anyway, so I walked in the gate of the grotto, and a feather came flying down in front of me onto the ground. And you've seen the orbs in my videos as well. So lots of spiritual energy around here. So once again, I went, ooh. So I went up onto the grotto and felt a little bit of sacral energy, nothing hugely major, but I said hello, yeah, hi, thank you, and went down to sit on the seat. So I decided, well, I'm here for some reason, and the signs, like, there must be a reason and a message, and I need to connect more fully. So I sat, I closed my eyes, and what I got was windows of the soul and no more. So I said, fine. So I mulled over that and I put the pieces together, and I went back to 1984 in my mind. And in 1984, Ireland was still a very Catholic country. There was still huge fear of the fires of hell, we'll say. There was huge judgment and criticism, and being pregnant outside marriage was a huge scandal, let alone if you were 15 years of age. So we could see why. Her name was Anne Lovett, Lovett, and I'm always saying that, and I, oh, love it, and Facebook, love it, Lovett. But I did know a girl in 1985 myself who was in the same position. She was older, and I knew her in Dublin, and she went into a place where the nuns look after you till you have your baby, and then you bring your baby home. But this girl wasn't her path, obviously. Nobody knew at home that she was pregnant. Nobody in school knew. One of her friends knew, and some of the other girls in the school put two and two together, we'll say. But she hid it right up to the end. So the windows of the soul are asking us to see that situation and situations in our lives from a soul perspective. Such a soul path to have, to open up Ireland and bring it forward a little further out of the dark ages. Because we had another girl down in the south of the country, I think, similar circumstances. Now, I meant to look that up. I don't know what year that was, but I'd say it was later. I'm not sure. But all these people brought us further. And very, very, very sad. But she's dead, her baby is dead. Her sister committed suicide the year after. Her mother died and her father died. So they're all at peace and at rest now. And forgiveness is the message. You know, forgiveness. And seeing each situation and each person from a soul perspective. And in 1984 in May, I got married. And funny, I mean, all around the place and on Facebook and different places, I've been seeing his first name. And like, we aren't together now, and the forgiveness is done, and we've come a long way, and it's good to have it done on earth before we pass, before either of us pass, and we can be friends, and we can meet on family occasions and be with our children, etc. And our children have grown through it all as well. So forgiveness is huge, 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 huge. It's a journey of layers. Some people can do it fairly quickly, and more people, it's a layer upon layer upon layer, forgiving yourself, forgiving others. But see through a soul perspective. Souls agree to certain lessons before they arrive on earth, and they have missions as well. So just to know that, understand that, and look at life through the eyes of your soul. That's my message for today, and my reason for being here today. So love and light, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. No idea where I'm going to be.